We're going to make a juice today in my little juicing kitchen, so we're going to start to get serious and I'll show you, well actually smoothies rather than juices. I like to keep the fibre in because the fibre is actually good for you, cleans out all the stuff that's in your system, whether that be accumulation of meat, whether accumulation of dairy, wheat, a lot of those things can stick around your system for a fair while, block up the system and cause bloating. Just taking off my rings and watches. And basically I structure this as in whatever the hell I feel like. So today I went shopping and I kind of had a bit of a red vibe going. So I've got some red apples, I've got some beetroot, and I've got some rhubarb, but you might be craving green things. I've thrown a lot of celery. Some people say don't mix your fruit and don't mix your vegetables. And I say, well, I'm just going to have whatever I feel, whatever the body feels like on the day. And grab a good knife, grab a good cutting board, and just go. It's experimentation, so let's try what it tastes like to have some rhubarb. So mostly I use a blender that's a 1000 watt blender. Cost about $100. Comes with a solid warranty, and chop things up into around about 1-inch pieces. Any bigger than that and the blender has to work too hard. Any smaller than that and it just takes too damn long to cut things up. Some of the nutritionists out there will tell you what rhubarb is good for. I have no idea, I just felt like it. Some of the more spiritual hippie types will tell you that red activates different chakras and green activates different things and yellow works on different things. That's really cool. I don't know what I'm activating or what I'm unblocking at the moment. I just know that I felt like having red, so I'm having red. And if that means that my base chakra is going to be more open today, then that's good too. I'm also going to end up with a lot more nutrition and a lot more fibre. So, I don't really think there's any downside. Beetroot, little tiny bits in there. I'm just going to go with half the beetroot for now. I've got 3 bits of rhubarb, and broccoli. Broccoli is also good. A lot of fibre-rich broccoli. I use the whole stalk as well as the florets. And the leaves actually have more iron in them than the florets of the broccoli. So it's good to throw everything in there. A bit of iron for the vegetarians. This is a standard banana. Here's one I prepared earlier by sticking it in the freezer. So it's gone all brown and black just from being in the freezer, but it makes it really good for smoothies. So with the banana, deftly, because it's frozen, it's quite hard. Chop that into smallish pieces. Also freeze the mangoes, really good, delicious and nutritious. I leave the skin on with the bananas and I leave the skin on with the mangoes. The skin of the banana actually has 400% more potassium than the actual banana itself. I haven't done the studies on the mangoes, but same with peeling apples. You have a lot more nutrition in the peels generally than you do in the whole fruit. Some people are allergic to mango peels. Try it out, introduce a little bit into your diet until you get used to it. And I'm going to go with red apple as well. It's not looking real red right now, but it will once we zhuzh it up a little. Okay. Apple again into about 1-inch or 1 centimetre pieces. If in doubt, chop it in half. Go gently on your blender. Always important to whistle while you work. Mum taught me that one. Or was it snow water? I can't remember. And the core of the apple, take the little stick out. There's a lot of nutrition in the core. There's more pectin in the seeds than there is in the apple, so throw those in there as well. I know Mum said don't eat the apple seeds because an apple will grow in your stomach and then you'll have little leaves coming out of your ears, but if you blend it up first, it's okay. I've also got a little coconut here. I'm going to use the coconut piercing tool because with this much bulk, this much fibre in the blender, it's not going to reduce down into a juice consistency. So I normally throw a cup of water in there or some coconut juice. Eventually, the coconut piercing tool pierces the coconut like that. Damn, that's good squishy. And pour that in there. I'm not going to open the rest of the coconut right now, but later on we open it. It's a lot easier to open the coconut when the fluid's out of it because there's no pressure on the inside, so you can open that up. With a hammer and chisel or with a hammer and a knife, very safely of course, Mum. And put the rest of the flesh in there because there's a lot of protein and good cholesterol, good fats in the coconut. Just a bit of tap water in there because that coconut didn't have a lot of juice in there. Make sure the lid goes on. Just pulse it a little bit. I like to have a bit of sweet and a bit of sour in there. So obviously with your celery and your rhubarb and the broccoli, those are sour compared to apples, pears, mangoes. You don't want the juice to be too sweet, otherwise you can't drink it. You don't want it to be too sour, otherwise no one will want to drink it. And you have a combination of the fruits and the veggies because the fruits are very simple sugars. Like fruits you can break up with your hands, whereas veggies are a lot more fibrous. So the fruits will burn up quickly in your system and the veggies will be a bit more of a slow burn, so you'll be full for longer. You can either listen to the noise of the blender, find out whether it's happy, or you can watch the top. Make sure the top of the juice is being sucked down to the bottom and it's stirring right through. Otherwise, if it's just the blades are spinning at the bottom and the top's not moving, you need to have a little bit more water in there just to smooth the consistency. And of course, if you're going to be drinking it, you're going to make sure that you can actually pour it and drink it. So this one's a little bit chunky, but still pours okay. Cheers. Okay, that's a good one. Could use a little bit of ginger in there just to give it a lift. It's quite nice, it's not too sweet, not too sour. Sometimes I'll throw in half a lime. I keep limes frozen in the freezer as well. Limes or lemon just to give it a little bit more tart, give it a little bit more lift in the flavour. Lime, lemon or a smidge of ginger just to lift it up a little bit. But that one is quite good, so we'll keep that recipe and we'll use that again in the future.
It really matters what you think. It also matters what you do.
Would you like some?
Brain waves don't just sing. What you send out comes back to you. Your head is there to dream your dreams. Your feet are there to follow through. Your heart is like a boomerang, boomerang. What you send out comes back to you.